This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers, live game coverage here on the channel today, my friends. The Oilers, the Canucks on the back half of what will be a home and home series for the Canucks and Oilers in this preseason. Well, my friends, unfortunately though, for the Canucks, it is in Abbotsford, BC tonight. So the Vancouver Canucks fans hoping to get a cheap seat and sit at Rogers Arena and watch Connor McDavid, they are at home disappointed tonight, and they'll have to watch on YouTube or wherever the heck the live stream is going to be tonight. That's still TBD this evening. However, as we currently find ourselves, my friends, puck drop is 8 p.m. Oilers Canucks live from Abbotsford, the home of the Canucks, AHL Canucks. I had to sneak that one in there. Who will host tonight's game down there at the Abbotsford Arena, and we will see what the Oilers can bring to the table tonight with a more veteran lineup still. Right, obviously the cuts have been made for the most part as to who needed to go to the minors immediately, and now the Oilers just have those couple outlier players like a Marcus Niemelainen, like a Philip Broberg, like a Jason Demers. Ryan Murray still kicking around on the back end. You've got up front James Hamblin, Jake Virtanen, Brad Malone in the lineup tonight kicking around. So there's a couple of guys out there still kicking around. But folks, I'll just wait for some people to trickle on in. And now we're up to 18 viewers. So there we go. I'd like to address one thing that happened last night on Dolynny TV. Quite simply put, no, not the video that I talked about, the huge trade that never happened. No, I'd like to thank everybody that came into Dolynny TV either last night or over the past crazy almost, 9 years that it's been that I've been on YouTube and have been part of that number I crossed, the plateau I crossed last night of 9,000 subscribers. To everybody that's been a part of that and to everybody that will be a part of it moving forward, thank you so much. It meant the world to me last night to just sit back, relax after posting that video, watch the numbers go up, 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 up. I went upstairs, brushed my teeth, shut down for the night. I crawled into bed, checked my phone one last time, and somehow, some way I had missed it. I was at 9,001 subscribers, so that felt pretty dang good. So that aside, let's get to the Edmonton Oilers lineup for this evening's hockey games, courtesy of Tony Brar, who had the Oilers line rushes in Abbotsford this morning, and looks like Abbotsford is absolutely gorgeous. I don't think I've ever seen any scenery from Abbotsford, but it looks pretty dang good. So it was Dylan Holloway, Connor McDavid, and Zach Hyman. So you can look at it this one way. Dylan Holloway is playing with Connor McDavid, or you can look at it another. Dylan Holloway continues to play with Zach Hyman, and Leon Draisaitl's out of the lineup, so this line got bumped up to play with Connor McDavid. That's the way I'd be looking at this. I don't think that Dylan Holloway is your top line left winger. I don't think he's quite earned that prestigious honor yet. You got to let Evander Kane have a slow start to the season first, but you get where we're going. And the reason I look at that is because Devon Shore is on the second line. Top six, Devon Shore. Maybe I will never let this one go because that is a Dave Tippett dream right there. And Dave Tippett's somewhere smiling as he blenders up a late fall margarita, let me tell you that much, alongside Nugent Hopkins and Puljujärvi. Right, this is cut night for the guys that aren't going to make it. This is decision day right here, right now. You know what? There are in this lineup 6 guys up front that are battling for very limited spots. I think 6 guys for 3 spots, whether it be Shore, Janmark, Ryan, Hamblin, Malone, Virtanen. And only 3 of these guys are going to make it, more than likely Shore, Janmark, and Ryan, unless Brad Malone somehow squeaks in there. But that's how it's going to play out for the most part. So for the Oilers, a very interesting scenario here coming up at this point. Jake Virtanen, more than likely, unless he does something like he did in the last 10 minutes of last night, the game 2 nights ago, he is done with the Oilers after this. I just don't see how, with the guys built into this lineup that you have, that Jake Virtanen, based on what he's done, starting on the 4th line tonight, beats any of these guys out. But that said, who knows? Hockey's a beautiful sport. I talked about it last night. That's why hockey is my favorite subject. We had a much better camera angle of that sign last night, though, pardon me. We can talk all about the forwards. The defense, pretty well settled. Nurse, Ceci, Kulak, Bouchard, Broberg, Murray, Niemelainen, Demers, Barry. Barry's the 9 in that spot, but you can imagine, and I can see a clear picture here, that all 9 of these guys play NHL minutes for the Edmonton Oilers this season. Jason Demers being the weakest link of the 9. However, as it looks, there is nothing surprising here. All 9 of these guys are likely to play NHL minutes for the Oilers this year, as are the 2 goaltenders, Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard. That is your opening face-off lineup to start tonight's game. Folks, let's head on over quickly to the chat. We will get things rolling with this chat. Quickly, we'll go to the chat. I'm waiting for the link. I am waiting for the link, and we'll get that as soon as we can. Sorry, that's the one thing I advertised about the live stream, is I was getting all excited about doing a pregame, and I forgot. Yes, I will have the live stream link for you on the Edmonton Oilers website as soon as I have it. I know it's one thing to try and find the Oilers website, so if I can just get you over there with a click of a button watching live, that's what we're looking for tonight. So let's get it done. Tonight, a game, well, I get it, right? The Oilers could be in some trouble tonight just simply because the Canucks are coming out a little bit more aggressive with a more veteran lineup because they sent all their guys down to the minors. And secondary to that, you got Connor McDavid in a preseason game, so that's part of where I'd get the nervousness from. Epiphany, good evening to you as well, sir. And let's get this going here. Thanks for posting. Let's listen to you in the Philippines, guys. Again, with that link that I talked about 5 seconds ago, it will not be available worldwide. It will be region locked at best to Canada. As far as I know, at best to Canada. So we may have an issue where it may only be available in the Northwest Territories, Alberta, and Saskatchewan, and we'll figure that out as the chat kind of figures it out for themselves tonight. We'll have the answers for you. Hear me talking to you as we go along. Sam, welcome in. And Mr. H, is it streaming on Vancouver's website? As far as I've been told, it's streaming on EdmontonOilers.com. That said, I don't know if it's Vancouver's feed or if it's Edmonton's feed. Secondary to that, you can always tune in to 630ched.com to watch the Oilers play there. So, latest from Edmonton Oilers TV, they have not flipped to the live feed as of yet, so we will have a few more minutes of pregame amble to go, but it looks like the 630 Ched stream feed will be possible to watch or listen to again this evening with Jack and Bob. So, and we could possibly have that feed, the radio feed, as our audio for tonight's live stream as well. I'm just not sure who's doing video in Abbotsford. I understand it to be the Canucks, but that said, anything's possible in the world of hockey, and we'll wait to find out as the night goes along. Again, folks, welcome aboard. Last night was a monumental night here on Dolynny TV, our first major milestone since I got back to this whole Oilers stuff in late August. We hit 9,000 subscribers. I say we because it's a you and me thing. I can't hit 9,000 subscribers unless you hit the button, and then we solidly crossed it and kept going all day today, and we are now sitting up over 9,050 subscribers on the day. So thank you so much to everybody that in the past 48 hours has tuned in and subscribed. We're up almost 100 subscribers in the past 48 hours. You want to talk about unheard of numbers on Dolynny TV? That is it. Yeah, a VPN is the way you can get around that. Of course, I know very little about VPNs because I don't go out of country or anything, so don't know too much at all. Yeah, so it's one of those things. Yeah, 630 Ched is a radio channel, but they end up being able to feed their audio into our televised broadcasts kind of stuff on the Oilers website and YouTube generally, especially for that stuff. But folks, that is what it is. I'm going to quickly transition over here. This is not an ad, by the way. This is just me telling you, if you haven't had a chance to go out and try BioSteel, you got to do it. I mean, I'm not trying to be a salesman. Trust me, I'm not getting paid to say this at all. I wish I was. But if you see me sucking on a bright orange juice box, that is why. I love myself the BioSteel, and it's just like drinking candy, except for it's basically water. So, and I'm doing it for the meme of it. If somebody watches this back on replay that knows me, they'll see why I'm doing this. So, folks, that's where we're at. If you're enjoying the pregame so far, I'd love to have you leave a like on the stream. Let me know how it's going for you on your end. If there's anything I need to fix before we get this game fired up and underway at 8 o'clock. So we're just waiting. I'll quickly go through the Oilers list on Twitter that I've put together to see if there's anything I've missed. Based on lines, chances are Oilers dress 11 forward 7D tonight on 6:30 CHED with everyone's favorite Bob Stauffer. So Jack Michaels confirmed to be on the call in Abbotsford with Bob Stauffer this evening. That's exciting. And see, now I'm going to pick up the BioSteel and try to keep drinking it because that just is so good. Let's quickly see. Looks like we've got a message from Bakersfield here. Oilers lines in Abbotsford versus Canucks. So looks like Hamblin, Nugent Hopkins. So it looks like Devon Shore might even be scratched potentially. So it looks like James Hamblin may get his look, and Devon Shore, if he does indeed, has made the Edmonton Oilers this season. And it looks like Nurse, Ceci, Broberg, Murray, Niemelainen, and Demers alongside Samorukov will be the defense core. So I got to find this. I got to get over to Tony Brar, who's just updated his lines here on Twitter earlier. And we'll see if we can't figure this out for you, because this was coming down 2 seconds ago kind of deal. And I'll get you a snippet of that coming down 2 minutes ago, not 2 seconds. Come on, Tyson, get with the program. Get with the timing of things. That's why they don't have me on live television. You do not want me to count in seconds in my head when we were trying to go to somebody live. That's for sure. I've butchered it enough times. October V2. Let's go V2. The old Dolynny TV V2 file management system. Oh baby, let's go. Anyway, quickly, let's get this up there and going. Oilers lines, October 5th, V2. And good to go. You have no clue how many files back in the day I used to name V2 when I was covering the Cold Lake Ice in high school. So there you go. Holloway, McDavid, Hyman. Hamblin will fill in on that second line with Nugent Hopkins and Puljujärvi. Janmark, McLeod, Ryan, Malone, and Virtanen, your 11th and 10th forwards. Nurse, Ceci, Broberg, Murray, Niemelainen, Demers, Samorukov. It is decision day. The Oilers resting 3 main starters on the defense. Broberg, Murray, Niemelainen, and Demers. You've got 5 out of 7 spots to make your case for why you were an Edmonton Oiler to start this season on this roster. That is exciting right there. Oh my goodness, that's going to be good. So folks, there you go. That's how you have it. Niemelainen and Samorukov really got their chance tonight. Broberg's obviously got to state his case, playing bigger minutes in the top 4. And Jason Demers gets one last crack alongside Jake Virtanen to get things done. So folks, there we go. 11-7 tonight per Jack Michaels. James Hamblin about to see some benefits from that. And let's see it. What do we got? Yeah. Let's see. What do we got? I don't know. I'm just trying to read the chat here as quickly as possible. Virtanen had one good play. That saucer pass on the assist. Yeah, no, Virtanen's saucer pass, like I said in the post game the other night, that's what earned him another game. And Broberg and Niemelainen got a battle. They absolutely do. And then we got to see what those guys can do. So guys, quickly, YouTube's suggesting I send you an ad. So I'm going to send that over to you to let me know if you get it. Let me know if that's working tonight. And then we'll quickly get on pace with things here in matter of moments. He showed well as a shutdown type, and he's not waivers exempt. Yes. And Hammer with Nugent, yes. Yep, and that's one of my favorite things. Mr. James Hamblin. Guys, if you don't know the story on James Hamblin, you got to go back to the rookie camp stuff where he's talking about being named captain. The man's got one heck of a story, one heck of a career building here with the Oilers. And this would be the best feel-good story you could possibly get for the Oilers if James Hamblin, a guy who walked out of the AHL or out of the WHL into the AHL with the Bakersfield Condors, and over the past 2 seasons has earned an NHL deal with the Edmonton Oilers. It would be one heck of a story to watch him make the opening night roster and to see him up and well after taking some head contact earlier in the preseason. We'd love to see him definitely have a good game tonight and go out there and maybe solidify a roster spot over a Derek Ryan or Matthias Janmark. I don't know. I think Devon Shore's spot's just safe. I don't know based on what he showed this preseason, but I guess we are about to find out. All will be revealed in 1 week's time, if not sooner. So Um, let's see. Just take. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat quickly and trying to do a better job of that. I think the past couple of days, live streams, I've forgotten to take a look at the chat during the pregame, and I've really lost myself and not had lots to talk about. You guys have a lot to say in the chat, and I'm really appreciative that most of you are very chatty prior to the game. I know during the game the chat kind of dies, but that's what I want to happen. I want to be able to focus on the game and just sit there and call it for you. That's my passion. I've always wanted to be a play-by-play guy for as long as I've been a hockey fan, ever since 05, 06. Call me a bandwagon all you want, but yes, I ended up joining up on the Oilers bandwagon in 05, 06. Anyway, let me go over to watch more on Oilers TV. Here we go. The link is not live. The link is not live. What the heck? I thought the link was live. Hold on. Let me see if I can't. How did I do this last time? I figured this out last time some way, and we'll get this going here. It looks like it may indeed be the Canucks feed. Let me see if I can get this figured out. We had this a minute ago. I almost figured it out last time. I just got to figure out what I did again this time to get it going. Oilers TV. I think I just clicked Oilers TV. Hold on. Oh, that's the pregame. Featured videos, game highlights from the locker room. Jeez, I can't figure this out for some reason. That's okay. We got plenty of time before the game goes live to get this figured out. The Oilers live game blog is yet to come up, so we should be good to go in matter of moments with the live game blog at about 10 minutes to. And you can watch the Oilers game there today. Pregame raw, and nothing as of yet. So there we go. Cool. That's where we sit. We're still waiting for the Oilers to just flip that live game blog up for us. The feed is live over on EdmontonOilers.com. I just don't know how to grab a link of it, if you know what I mean. That's all I'm trying to figure out, and for some reason I can't seem to right-click figure that out as of yet. So we should be good to go here in a matter of moments. I promise you that. We just got to get this stream going. So feed is live, no video yet. Yeah. Once that video goes live, I'll be able to grab a link for you and put it in the chat for you. I promise you there. Yeah. So, guys, that's the other side too. Crazy part to me is how many of you actually watch on YouTube Premium. I'm looking at the report of viewers, right, and how it all categorizes, and YouTube Premium right now is just having a moment. When I was last on YouTube back in late March 2021 doing the Oilers full time, YouTube Premium was maybe 1% or 2% of my views, and now all of a sudden YouTube Premium's up, ranging anywhere between 8 to 9% in a given day. So that's a pretty good growth rate over the past couple of years, that is for sure. When you got to factor in also that probably 25 to 30% of the people who watch my stuff, given that I have over 2,000 videos or something on YouTube, is the fact that 25 or 30% of them aren't subscribed, aren't logged into YouTube and all that. I know, right? Anybody that watches my stuff at work, from my work, is not logged into YouTube, so there's nothing to be accounted for there. Other than that, I think you guys are just chatting on your own, so that's good. I think we're figuring it out, and all right, we're almost there. Oilers Fanatic, yeah, Premium is the only way to go. And that's the thing. I always wondered when they first started Premium how much that would affect things on YouTube in terms of, right, like metrics and stuff, and it really has not at all. So that's pretty solid for us YouTubers, that is for sure. I just gotta find more game day stuff here if I can find that. I almost had it. Where did you find that link? Hold on. I just gotta read this chat again. More game day coverage. Okay. Let's see if we can find more game day coverage. That also shows how little YouTube I watch. Like realistically, if I'm watching a show, I'll watch the weekly recap. I'll obviously watch the guys I'm interested in watching and supporting. So as you see, the Oilers Fanatic in the chat, that'd be one of those channels I watch, and that's one of the channels I watch ads on, absolutely. But it's one of those things there, is it's just I don't do much YouTube viewing. Like, I'm not out there trying to gather what everybody else is doing and stuff like that. Oh, Oilers at Canucks preseason coverage live from Abbotsford. There we go. My friends, we got it. We've got it. We're good. Oh, nope. Nope, nope. Hold on. Hold on. Let me refresh this. I think we had it a moment ago. Or am I not going to be able to grab the link at all? Are they going to lock me out from grabbing the link? That would be something else. That would be absolutely something else. Live blog, Oilers versus Canucks. Broberg pregame. There we go. Let's see. Aha, there we go. Oh, no. Copy image address. Ah, shoot. Okay, hold on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to grab this link. How am I going to do this? Follow along. I think they've legitimately locked me out from being able to copy the link. I'm being serious with you right now. But we'll hold on. We're still 9 minutes away from game time, so just don't panic yet. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Yeah, that's one thing I can't do at work, unfortunately. Driving around in the truck all day is watch YouTube, but it's something, right? There's a lot of interesting stuff, obviously, with anything on the internet, but it's one of those things that definitely, if I had more time and I had a better workflow with how everything works in my life, I'd absolutely probably get sucked down into watching a lot more stuff. And there's so many great guys, right? I grew up on YouTube in the MLB The Show community. That's where I really started to break out at first, and I'd love to be able to watch my former friends, still friends in a sense, I guess you could say, but former buddies that I'd go to war with all summer. I'd love to watch them go out there and get that job done. That is for sure. So that's one thing. But folks, I'm just waiting for the Oilers live feed here to let me steal the link. And I'm not sure if it's going to let me do that because physically it doesn't seem like it's going to let me do that. But we'll get it figured out here right away. I believe somehow, some way I was able to go over to the Oilers or to NHL.com to watch there the other night, and that's how I stole the link. But I guess, actually, hold on. What am I doing? I am being an absolute goof. Let me go live game feed. All you have to do is click this link, and that's going to get you going. Literally, the link to watch the exact stream doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, there we go. I think we figured it out. Tyson figured it out. Here we go. Oh my goodness. All right, we're good. Whew, that was stressful. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, we're good. Yeah, I work in the HVAC sector, so I'm driving around delivering HVAC to new homes. So that's my old gig, is having fun driving on the delivery truck. Anyway, every single preseason game so far live stream, we've had some kind of issue where Tyson just cannot figure out how to give you the link or how to get the link or whatever. That was a meltdown that was not necessary. We could have easily figured that one out much sooner. I apologize. Epiphany, thank you for sending me the email on the link. That's much appreciated, but I figured her out, thankfully. There we go. All right. Anyway, folks, welcome in. This is Dolynny TV. I'm glad to have you along. That's the website to watch tonight's game, you betcha. I'd love to have you stick with me and listen to some sidebar conversations here on Dolynny TV as the game goes along. If you got to watch the game, that is completely fine by me. I am here just simply to get you the link. There's something to be had where it's mutually beneficial for me to have the link and for you to get the link from me. So let's do that and keep rolling. And folks, currently up over 357 views on the stream so far today. And that is gold because all I'm looking to do is stream the first period, given that it is an 8 o'clock game and I've got to wake up and go to work and deliver HVAC all day tomorrow. I'm going to take it nice and easy today, and we're going to go out and rock and roll another good live stream, and then we're going to go crush a good nap tonight, and we'll go crush a good day at work tomorrow and get back to it. All right, there we go. And there are other options. I just prefer to give you the actual proper feed that I'm not going to get in trouble for sharing, I guess you could say. That's realistically all I'm at, is I've been live stream banned by the NHL for simply doing what I'm doing right now, so I'd prefer not to mess around and try and earn another ban. Um, yeah, so Mr. Hold on, might be some Oilers jerseys in the barn tonight. Sounds like a lot of chatter today of people making the drive. Well, I imagine, right, the people in the Okanagan that have moved there from Alberta, I'd assume they probably drove down to Abbotsford. I wouldn't be surprised there. And Puljujärvi, on his note, simply put, Puljujärvi just has to keep consistent. It does not matter what Puljujärvi does. He doesn't need to score 20 goals. He doesn't need to get the assists. He doesn't need to shoot the puck more. Puljujärvi just needs to be consistent. And this is not a criticism. This is actually how Puljujärvi stays an Edmonton Oiler. Is if you can, night in, night out, expect Puljujärvi to help you X, Y, and Z. The fancy stats are fine, and I'm very appreciative of the crowd that appreciate the fancy stats. But at the end of the day, to shut everybody up about his play is he just needs to do the same things night in, night out, and be very consistent in that fact. That's all. He's just got to be able to go out there, do the same job every night, and earn the job. You're talking about a $3 million player. You're not talking about an $8 million player. You're talking about a $3 million player who's in your top six. That's a very affordable contract in your top six. And for the point production you got from him last year, it is right on par. But right now, it's just about, right, go out there and do the same things every night and be of use doing those things, and everybody else will fall into place. Seriously, 100%, I believe that. So that's where I think at it. But again, right? It's you can look at everything else. End of the day is he just needs to be known for doing one thing right all the time, and he'll be fine, 100%. Anyway, we are 2 minutes away from getting this thing underway. The Canucks logo is still on my screen. So hopefully we got cut to game day coverage here right away, but we're still just waiting for that to flip on over and get us going. However, folks, we are rocking and rolling. And see what happens here in this one. I'd like to see the Oilers come out flying like they were at the end of the third period the other night against the Canucks. Like, just go out there and don't take your foot off the pedal. You know what I mean? That would be the way to do it, is just go out there and just run it down that the Canucks aren't going to be the better team in the game. Just force it from the opening face-off. That's what I'd like to see the Oilers do tonight. Just right out of the gate, force it from opening face-off that the Oilers are the dominant team, and that's end of story. If you do that, I'm going to have a pretty good night here live streaming, and I think the Oilers are going to have a pretty good night of hockey as well. So that'd be exciting to see if they could pull that off right out of the opening gate and get things rolling. But that said, we got to get to opening face-off first, and we're still a few minutes away from that, so we got to wait on that. Yeah, so we'll see what happens here. I will be... Oh, stay out of the penalty box. That's a good key, too. That that kind of killed us last game. Yeah, that killed us last game, that's for sure. What are the lineups looking like for Vancouver? I have not had a chance to find that yet. Let me see if I can go out there and find that for you right now and see if we can't figure that one out. I don't know who would have that. Would that be Dan Murphy? Would that be Canucks PR? I don't know. We'll figure it out. October. No. Okay, that's not Canucks lineup. Let's see if we can just Twitter that and see if we can figure something out from there. As we're still waiting for this Canucks logo to come off my screen. Canucks lineup, and is there anything else here that we can figure out? So 8 hours ago, morning skate lines. It was Pearson, Miller, Garland, Joshua, Horvat, Hoglander, Podkolzin, Pedersen, Kuzmenko, and then Dickinson, Alman, and Lazar. So that looks like they've got a couple of guys they're trying to figure out. And looks like we've finally got a live feed brought to us there from Vancouver. That's good. And it looks like Dries and Carlson were extras to begin this morning. Hughes, Shen, OEL, Poolman, Burrows and Myers, with Wolanin and Rathbone in D, Demko and Martin in the net. So it would appear we are going to get a veteran lineup tonight from the Vancouver Canucks. Not sure why there's no sound. Is there any sound, folks, on your end? I am not getting any sound on my end, so I guess that's just where we're at. All right. All right. Here we go. Yes. My man Patrick, you know what? He did a very good job for the past year keeping you guys going and allowing me to buy time to decide what I was doing. And I mean, now I'm back and you guys are treating me way better than I think I ever could have imagined. But hey, end of the day too is I know you're treating him very well as well. So that's the big thing, is if you have room for the both of us in your lives, I'd be greatly appreciative of that, because I've hit my milestone this month. Now we got to get Patrick there up to 4,000. And what were you at? 35.40 when I last checked today. So we should be sitting 460 off of that 4K. Trust me, if I can put up 100 subs in a day, I think we can get Patrick by the end of the month to 4,000 subs. All right. Anyways, YouTube talk aside, we've still got no sound on the stream. All right, we've got it rolling there. No sound. That's excellent. I will have to do my best to describe the play, I guess. But we're close. Yes, absolutely. All right. No sound. I've got sound from me. It's just no sound on the Oilers stream. That's what I'm talking about. And right now, we're just kind of waiting for that to fix itself, and then we'll be off and running with the broadcast. I'm sure they're just showing a whole bunch of Vancouver Canucks highlights. Maybe that's just it. This highlight pack doesn't have a sound to it, but we'll get it figured. Yes. So folks, if you're looking for the feed to tonight's game, I see about 160 of you in the live stream right now. That indicates to me you are looking for the live game feed. What you want to do is go to the top of my chat here on this live stream, and it says live game feed with the website link. That's not a sketchy link, I promise you. That is the link to the Edmonton Oilers website. If you're in Canada, as far as I know, it should work for you, and we should be good to rock and roll, all watching the game together tonight. If you're outside of the world of Canada, I guess it's the whole world to its own self, especially when you start describing it to people in the United States. If you're outside of Canada tonight and you want to watch the game, I know a lot of folks have mentioned a VPN, so if you have VPN access, you could get that going. So, Route, thank you for the kind words. That is the biggest thing, is I am doing well. I've taken a lot of time to rake myself over the coals of what I wanted in life and where I want to be and where I want to go. And right now, YouTube's feeling like a pretty good thing to be doing. So we're going to keep rolling with that. And now it looks like we've got the Orca. I don't even know what his name is. Live from Abbotsford. The Oilers are on the ice. So that's interesting to see there as well. No sound still. And we'd just like to at least get some kind of broadcast sound for this one. It is, again, a preseason live stream put on by the teams. And as we know previously, this preseason and every preseason prior, live streams put on by teams always have a technical glitch. I imagine it's similar to my Junior B broadcast. It is a very small team putting this broadcast together, so it could be just one of those situations where we need to have somebody, oh, did I double check this button? Click, and all of a sudden there's sound. We saw Bob Stauffer do that at what was it? Bob Stauffer do that at the Young Stars Classic. We saw that. Yes, absolutely we did. Anyway, folks, talking about Bruce Brojo, we'll see. Have played like they don't care to compete for jobs. That could be mostly because the Canucks roster is very veteran, and I don't think there's anyone that's really pushing hard on them compared to the Oilers situation in the bottom six. But that said, I could be completely mistaken on that too. So who knows? But the joys of being an Oiler fan in Southern Alberta, they are endless. Let me tell you, it is a blast to be an Oilers fan in Southern Alberta, as long as the Oilers are doing what they're doing nowadays as opposed to what they were doing 2-3 years ago. Well, we're just watching on live stream, just going through pregame ceremony stuff. Looks like we're going to have a puck drop. We're going to see the puck drop ceremonial, and then we'll see what happens here. We've got a U11 Chilliwack minor hockey player on the ice. And that top line, you know what? That's the beauty thing here. The top line for the Oilers tonight against the Canucks is going to be exciting. It's Holloway and Hyman elevated with Draisaitl out of the lineup, playing alongside McDavid, and that will be exciting to see if he can get the job done. That is for sure. Am I going to stream the game, Jonathan? I'm not. But friends, as I see we've climbed up over 183, if you want to go to the top of the chat and click on what says live game feed, I promise you it is a feed to the EdmontonOilers.com website where I am watching the game right now. And I promise you, if you're in Alberta, Northwest Territories, or Saskatchewan, 100% that link will work. Secondary, if you're not in those places but you're in Canada, it should work. And if you're international, a VPN will get you in, as far as I understand. So that's where we're sitting tonight. Anyway, let's get quickly to it. Looks like things are picking up steam here on the stream prior to puck drop. We're already up over 900 views. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to quickly throw you guys one of these as we're just waiting for things to rock and roll. And then we're going to get things up and underway, folks, here after the ceremonial puck drop at the Abbotsford Arena in Abbotsford. I don't know what their actual arena name is. I've never gotten that yet, so we'll see what happens there. It looks like we've got a little bit of a pregame ceremony taking place at center ice, and then we'll be good to go. If I had audio, I could tell you exactly what's going on, but I don't want to make any assumptions on what's going on, so we'll just sit here in the dark right now as the Canucks don't want to give us audio to their pregame, so we'll sit here and get it going. It appears to be Every Child Matters night at the Abbotsford Arena, or it might be a Vancouver Canucks specialty thing. I'm not sure. And it looks like we will just kind of go back and forth between this and live feed stuff for a few moments before the puck gets dropped in Abbotsford. And it's going to be a long night, I assume, if you're actually watching the live stream. And folks, if you're new to the channel and you're appreciative that I've got the live game feed for you, all I can ask is, if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. If you're not watching on a logged in YouTube account, come back anytime, come check out the Oilers discussions, and I would love to have you for sure. So folks, Vortex, welcome back, and looking forward to all the content. Yeah, I'm looking forward. It's Obadiah from last season. Okay, there's a name change there. I was trying to figure that one out. And can I hear the game? No, there is no sound on the live stream as of yet, and I cannot play the audio, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not getting anything fed through. Maybe something, but I got my speakers up at 77. They play the volume, and that will be that. That is for sure. So we are there right now, waiting for this game to get up and underway, and we'll see what happens. Oh, there we go. We've got feed. We've got audio, friends. We've got audio. Let me turn this down. They've got some kind of highlight audio playing in the background. All right. So they don't have the official in-house arena audio, but yeah, Google 630 CHED if you want an audio feed of what's happening here early on in Abbotsford. They do have a feed, but they've got some kind of weird audio feed here happening early on in this one. Looks like they got the crowd cheer, and now we should be rocking and rolling. Yeah, so that's where we sit. We're just waiting for this thing to get underway here live from Abbotsford in outside of Vancouver, near Vancouver, I guess you could say. But we're just waiting for this one to get going. And again, if you want to watch the live game feed, it's at the top of the chat. Therefore, you're taken. All you have to do is click the link. I promise you it's a legit stream link. Nothing sketchy happening there. And Oilers forward lineup on the screen there for you, JT. Let me see if I can't get this going bigger for you. Here we go. We'll enlarge this quickly, and I'm just going to shuffle off right there. and get this going. It's Dylan Holloway, Connor McDavid, Zach Hyman, James Hamlin, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Jesse Puljujärvi, Matthias Janmark, Ryan McLeod, Derek Ryan, Malone, and Virtanen are your forwards tonight. Nurse, Ceci, Broberg, Murray, Niemelainen, and Demers on the back end, with Samorukov rotating in as the 7th defenseman this evening. So that's the exciting part, is it is competition day today for the Edmonton Oilers, and the youngsters, the old vets, the guys trying to make the roster and hopefully get things going. As I just got to finish off this first period live stream. Alright, looks like we're listening to some kind of Vancouver feed. I love it. I love it, Epiphany. I love it. Anyway, let's quickly go back to the chat here as we're just waiting for things to get underway from Abbotsford. And let's see what we can get going. Oilers for lineup. Yep, absolutely. I've got that. That's usually my graphic that stays up all game. I wonder if the hockey guy's at the game. Oh, that would be a good call. That's a good question. Is the hockey guy who's in that area, obviously is a big-time Vancouver Canucks fan too, is he at the game? I would be interested to see that for sure. And yeah, right now I'm listening to commercials while watching the live feed from Abbotsford. Like, this is all kinds of backwards, especially considering what they're doing at the Abbotsford Arena right now. So I'm a little confused at what the Canucks broadcast thinks they're trying to achieve here. But yeah, it is definitely not a feat of engineering in terms of this broadcast, that is for sure. And the Kraken, I think the Kraken live stream was a hit just because we got the audio from Jack and Bob, and they had some cool animations and stuff to their broadcast. Other than that, I think there was also a lot of misses in that broadcast, but it's definitely not the first game of the Young Stars Classic where we had all 3 camera feeds live on the screen at once and a 4th one in behind it with a graphic in the 4 spot on the screen. That was a mess. That was a mess, folks. I still can't believe that one. I don't know who approves these things to go to air, but some of the things are absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, folks, welcome in if you're just joining us. I'm glad to have you along for tonight's broadcast. Of course, I'll let you know as soon as things flip over live to Abbotsford for actual game stuff. But again, if you're new to the chat and you want to get things going, come up to the live game feed at the top of the chat, where you can get in there and watch tonight's game. I believe it'll probably be live in the Vancouver region as well. So things to watch for, that is for sure, on the Oilers broadcast tonight. Anyway, we are just moments away from puck drop now. They just got to get the mats off the ice and handshakes with everybody, and we should be good to rock and roll the rest of the way home. Off to watch it. Thanks for the pregame tonight. Hey, that's what I'm here for, folks. You do not have to stick around any longer. If it is time to watch the game, go and watch the game. I'll be here all throughout the first period if there's anything you want to pick my brain on if I have a moment during the commercial breaks. But let's get to it. Looks like we're going to have O Canada here to begin this game, and then we should be rocking and rolling. But again, this one taking its sweet time getting underway. And again, we're also listening to commercials for some strange reason when we've got the national anthem playing live from the Abbotsford Arena. Either way, folks, we are legitimately like 200 views on the live stream away from hitting what I was hoping to hit by the end of the first period. So we are off, and we're going to have ourselves a great little evening here on Dolynny TV, that is for sure. If you're new to the channel and you're just hopping out to go watch the game tonight, thank you for being along. Secondary to that, if you can subscribe on your way out, I'd be grateful to have you along to talk Oilers all the rest of the season. Now up over 9,058 subscribers, currently 10 away from being up 100 in exactly 24 hours. Yes. So, GT, check this out. This is why I brought it. So, everybody's talking about the new sponsor, BioSteel. It has replaced Gatorade. I'm a big BioSteel fan myself. I am absolutely a huge BioSteel fan. I think biggest reason for it, it's not even that BioSteel's the official drink of the NHL or anything. It's literally put. I tried it after the NHL announced they were switching to BioSteel, and it was on sale the next day at like the Petro can that I go to all the time to fill up the work truck. And I'm like, cool, I'll try it out. And I had one. I got to work. I'm like, whoa, I have energy after being at work all day, and it's 30 degrees, and I've just delivered 3,000 pounds of sheet metal into new homes, and I didn't feel disgusting like I do after I drink a Gatorade. And that's no slam on Gatorade. I love Gatorade, but for some reason I've got the garbage hangover, the sugar hangover, and right on the Tetra Pak it says drink BioSteel, not sugar, and this stuff doesn't have aspartame in it, so it's good enough for me. And this is my second one of the day, but we don't mind that. Just because it was two for $5. Pardon me. Anyway, we are ready for this hockey game in a matter of a few seconds, friends. And we should be good to go. It's Mike Camilleri's. Yes, Mike Camilleri is a big time owner of BioSteel. Of course, former Edmonton Oiler. And here we go. Connor McDavid draws in for the opening face-off of this hockey game live from the AHL barn of the Canucks in Abbotsford. Here we go. They've got some... Oh, great. We've got the Jumbotron feed. This is good. This is good. At least all the branding for the Canucks is the same. That's easy enough. But it's Elias Pettersson taking the draw against Connor McDavid. It's not very long ago. If all you wanted to do was get views on YouTube, you put Elias Pettersson in a pregame title and let it buck. That was the way she used to go in 2018, 2019. No longer the case in 2022. But folks, here we go. Let's get this going. Lots of young fans in the building. Fans look absolutely packed into the stands tonight. That's good to see. A sellout more than likely in Abbotsford. Probably a big get for them. Puck is down and it's won back by the Canucks, who will get it over to Quinn Hughes. He'll skate it across center, fire it in. We've got like an SD stream here. So, Lord, this is going to be rough. Anyway, the Oilers, after a dump in by the Canucks, can't get it out. Canucks looking to set up an attack. I can't even read player numbers. This is such bad quality. That's okay. I guess we'll survive. And the Oilers rim it around the boards. It's going to be met there at the Canucks blue line by a Canucks defender who skips it off the boards. And away the Canucks go 2-on-2 back the other way. Now 3-on-2 developing. Pettersson, the shot off the pads of the Oilers goaltender. I believe that's Skinner in net. And looks like we've got a penalty coming up to the Oilers right away. Epiphany and the Oilers fanatic on it right there saying don't take penalties. The Oilers touch the puck and we'll have a hook and call. 19:11 to go in the first period. That sucks. That sucks. Connor McDavid too takes the penalty. That's a rough go. I didn't even see the hook, so that's my apologies. But yeah, BioSteel in the box. This is an absolutely trashy feed. That is for sure. This looks like we're somewhere back in the mid-2000s with this broadcast. This is something I would have been capable of broadcasting in the mid-2000s. I would have only been 13, 14, I guess. Mid-2010s. Anyway, here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Derek Ryan draws in for the face-off. It's back to the point. Quinn Hughes across to his pitch and catch partner, but the Oilers are going to cut it off and they're going to spring a man back the other way. Here's a chance for Ryan McLeod. He overskates, well, he kind of underskates the puck and then drifts into it. And the Canucks defense is enough to catch up to him. And now back the other way the Canucks go. We don't even have a penalty play marker. And how about this? Pettersson one-on mono-a-mono with Stuart Skinner, who stops him stone cold on the partial break. It was a breakaway, but Oilers D collapsed pretty quick on him while he was trying to make his moves. And it looks like the Oilers are going to be content on this power play to really trade chances with the Canucks shorthanded. We got the speed on the penalty kill to do it, and it looks like we might be out there to try and get that going sometime in this penalty kill, as the Oilers have already had 2 looks within the first minute of penalty kill time. Canucks, obviously the look from Pettersson, the most dangerous so far this power play. A no-go though, as Skinner fires it off the boards. It goes back to the point where the Canucks will play it down. It'll be batted out and out of the Canucks offensive zone, so they'll retreat to their own blue line, where Janmark's giving chase. He's out there earning penalty kill time under Jay Woodcroft in Game 7 of the preseason now. 1 more to go with the Seattle Kraken in a couple of nights' time. Here, this one's rimmed around the boards, and the Oilers see it in their own zone, batted off the boards, diving attempt at the blue line to keep it in, not a go, and Spencer Martin will bat it off. I actually got to see Spencer Martin in action with the Canucks last year at Rogers Place. He's an alright little guy in net there for the Canucks. I think they have got a pretty good legit backup to Thatcher Demko if he performs well, a little better than he did last year. Obviously, last year he was just getting in there, so it'd be interesting to see what he makes of it this year. However, the Canucks have it at the blue line, far side wing now, and it's going to go back to the blue line where Garland will retreat and cover and go across. One-timer flubbed, and what a chance there for the Canucks. It's flubbed, though, and Stuart Skinner just on the knuckler, scoops it up with the glove, catches it, good to go, and we are rocking and rolling for another save, and that will do it for the Canucks power play, and we are off and running on the live stream. That is for sure, folks. Up over 2,000 views now. This save by Skinner on that Pettersson chance, that was one heck of an opportunity, but it doesn't pan out, and now it's going to be an opportunity here. Nurse collapses his man into the boards, and he's going to retreat to the top of the crease where he goes back behind the net, and this is the nicest part. I think Darnell Nurse has really kind of gone out there this year after recovering from injury and really tried to up the physical defensive edge to his game just based on what I've seen so far in the preseason. The game feed, if you're looking for it, friends, is at the top of the chat. Top of the chat, click the link. It's the NHL.com official feed. You can go watch there, I promise you that. But it looks like we've got ourselves a nice and call with 16:43 to go in this first period. Again, a reminder, I will only be doing the first period of tonight's game. Simply put, it's a late 8 o'clock start, and I've got plans for the evening which pertain to sleeping and resting up and going again at work tomorrow before getting to a very busy week and Thanksgiving weekend on Friday. The Oilers clear the zone. They've got now a chance to get going, and a good defensive stick there prevents Connor McDavid from getting up in flight. And there's been some unconventional defensive plays on Connor McDavid this year. If I'm being honest with you, there's been some really weird ones here in the preseason that have stopped up his momentum. 16:20 to go here in this first period. The Canucks have it in the neutral zone. It's going to be turned back, and that's going to be met there by Jason Demers, who gets it up to Cody Ceci. Ceci sees it go to Hamlin, and now Hamlin's got it, and he's going to fire it in off the boards and try and jump right in front of the defenseman cutting in. Couldn't get it going, and now, well, this one's going to go to the near side boards. Brad Malone fighting for it. He can't do it. Canucks get it out, but Colson flips it into the Oilers zone, and it'll be picked up there by Marcus Niemelainen, who's had himself one heck of a preseason, if I'm being honest with you. We've already done a video on him and talking about everything he's achieved for the Oilers so far, but this one batted back down. Jason Demers now in the Oilers zone, sees this one go across to his D partner and ahead into the Canucks zone, where it's met there by Janmark, who gets it across, shot fired off the pads of Martin. Couldn't said that one anywhere if I tried. This one, though, fired up off the boards by the Canucks, met back at the blue line by Murray, who's going to fake the half clap, go back across the ice, and now the Oilers set up the attack off the pads of Martin on that shot, looking for the rebound in front, couldn't buy it. The Canucks clear the zone, and they'll be back into the Canucks territory on the Oilers chip, where the Canucks will now be content to slow it down, get a forward line change, and there we go. The game kind of settles back into a more regular rhythm as the Oilers had some momentum in the offensive zone there for a few seconds. This one chipped in, 14:56 to go in this first period. This one's going to be flipped ahead to Zach Hyman. Hyman is, though, however, offside. And the face-off will be back in the neutral zone. All right. Janmark battling for a puck, gets taken out. Unlucky to not get a call there for that one. That was one of those weird battles where the puck's kind of not there but also there, and he doesn't get the call. However, the channel, it is at the top of the chat. Again, folks, if you're just tuning into the stream, I see the numbers fluctuate between 70 to 95 live viewers at once, so I imagine we're turning over quite an audience. If you go to the top of the chat on this live stream, you'll be able to get the live game feed, legit link, promise you that much, and get going. However, the Oilers in the offense zone, James Hamlin has the puck back to the blue line. Shots fired off the boards. It goes back behind, And now the Oilers control still off the end board bounce. And this one almost bobbles right in front of the net. And that could have been a dangerous chance there that could have led to something. Brad Malone unable to handle it. D to D, the Oilers go at the Canucks blue line. Shot coming in, shot fired off the pads. Again, a shot from Ceci right away, blocked in front. And the Canucks retrieve with 14:04 to go in this first period. Now 14 minutes, and wow, this one is zipping along, friends. We are rocking and rolling, that is for sure. Ekman Larsson's got it behind his own net. He fires it right onto the tape of an Oilers defenseman in the neutral zone. That was Philip Broberg. And now the Oilers will try and set up the attack on the dump in. This one battles up. Holloway's out there, so look for some fireworks on this shift. And looks like the stick was high, or the puck was high sticked. So there you go. A good start to the period for just pace of play. That's about all you could really say. That power play was exciting because the Oilers didn't just sit back and defend. And for the Canucks, no substance on the power play, but still they're out there trading chances with the Oilers. So it's not necessarily a terrible start to the game, I guess you could say. But hopefully a little bit better end of the period if you're the Oilers, considering that you started this one 49 seconds in, taking a penalty. So let's see what we got going on. We don't have much happening in the chat as of yet, which is exactly, guys, I really appreciate you keeping the chat very quiet, just basically to the questions for the people that need them or need answers. And we just sit here and enjoy some play-by-play and some hockey, and I get to watch some hockey, call some hockey, and we're good to roll. So let's rock and roll. Ah, thank you. Rob, I appreciate that. Again, I mean, if you can get Mr. Jack and Bob synced up, I would say that's the most preferable combo of the night. But that's fine and dandy. I am glad to have you along. Let's see what we can get going here. Let me just check my phone, see if there's anything I'm missing here. I don't think there is. Hey, look at that. We're getting Mr. Patrick over there at the Oilers Fanatics some subs. I just got a text there saying, hey, I didn't realize I wasn't subbed. Thank you for the reminder. Anyway, folks, is there anything else you can think of? You have no mic. What? Nobody has a mic. Oh, wow. Excellent. Boys can't figure themselves out. Anyway, we're on commercial break. The Oilers, the Canucks tied 0-0 with just about 14 minutes to go here in this first period of play. It's been a good period. Like I said, there's not really much to report. The Oilers took a penalty early on, and that's about all there is really to report from this period so far. And now it looks like we're back to action. The Oilers win the face-off. 13:36 to go in the first period. Fired down to Spencer Martin. He's going to fire it off to his partner there on the boards, Kuzmenko. Kuzmenko kind of bobbles it, retrieves it back to the D-man. The Canucks tip it out of the zone and get it down the ice. But that will be an icing call. The tip at the blue line, not enough to wave off icing. And 13:21 to go. The Oilers will set up an offensive zone attack with Jesse Puljujärvi, the Sturgeon King, out there ready to go. That was actually, they had a lot of fun, the Oilers did yesterday. Out there fishing, clay pigeon shooting, and having a good old time in Abbotsford area. This one's batted back into the neutral zone. The Oilers will play it off the boards and try not to turn it over. But how about Elias Pettersson, who's looked absolutely dangerous over there? He flips up on a shot, and that costs him an opportunity. And now it'll go back to the blue line and out all the way into the Canucks end. Martin meets it at his goal line, bats it forward, and it's back into the Oilers zone where they got to defend the rush, and they do. Turn it over to the Canucks immediately though, and now Kuzmenko's going to fire a shot, saved by Skinner. 12:48 to go here in the first period. The Canucks definitely getting the quality of shots over the Oilers' quantity of shots early on in this one. Let me see if I can up the stream quality by just shutting off the things to go. Here we go. Sorry, I should not have drank the BioSteel. I'm a lot thirstier than I thought. Anyway, the Oilers retrieve in the near side corner. Cameraman can't even figure out the pucks there. Live broadcast is my favorite thing to critique. The Oilers, though, setting up the attack here. Janmark's going to dish off to Derek Ryan. He forgot Derek Ryan was right-handed, so Ryan has to struggle to keep the puck in at the blue line. He somehow kept it on side, and this one's going to go back down behind the Canucks net, where the Canucks will finally move it out of their zone. And this one will be moved ahead to Tanner Pearson, dropped off to Connor Garland, back down to Pearson around behind the net. Far side now and back to the near side blue line off an Oilers player in front. And the Canucks looking to set up an attack that they so far through the first 8 minutes have not really sustained in the Oilers' end. The Oilers have had them in the attacking zone a couple times, but nothing of substance yet. And here the Canucks go, getting things going now, rimming around the boards and really starting to run the Oilers around. Here's a shot incoming, maybe looking for a tip back door, and it's, well, wide of the net. So the Canucks almost had that one, but couldn't get it on net on the backdoor passing play. And now Zach Hyman's going to go back the other way. Hyman's got an opportunity. He's going to skate around, but the defender again just dive and stick. Gets in the way last second. Cody Ceci recovers at the blue line. Hyman's got a high slot shot. He's going to fire it on Martin, and Martin's going to hold on to it and get the freeze. And there, my man. Hello, Trev. Go Nucks. I love it. Yeah, I think those were sturgeon. If I'm not mistaken, they were sturgeon fishing, that's for sure. And that's a beautiful defensive stick there in the Canucks defensive zone to prevent Zach Hyman from walking in. 11:06 to go. Brad Malone's going to draw into this face-off. He's got his hands down low on the face-off. Puck goes sky high into the near side corner in the Canucks zone. They'll recover and they'll get it back out of the end. Maybe now they will. Took their time skating that one out. They took their time skating them out. Anyway, this one's going to be fired down, and it'll go wide of the net where it's recovered at the near side blue line by the Canucks. Oilers meet it there. Big physical body check, not forecheck. Come on, Tyson. From Jake Virtanen. He can't free up the puck from the Canucks. They've got it back at the blue lines here. They'll fire it to the far side boards and look for it to move around the Oilers zone, but the Oilers doing a very good job. I think the Oilers are very physically engaged defensively tonight. Just watching the first few shifts of this game, the first few 10 minutes in the defensive zone, they've been very physical with the Canucks in their own zone. That I mentioned early on with Darnell Nurse involved there too. And it's been a good kind of sign of life, I think, from the Oilers, just to see them going out there and trying to push guys around a little bit. And this is interesting too. Oh, there we go. We hit the old camera feed kiss on there, and those people just realized that. Whoop! Uh-oh. And Ryan Nugent-Hopkins will draw in against the fourth line of the Canucks tonight. Dickinson out there. It'll be fired into the Canucks zone. Martin, who's been active in getting out of his net early on. Yes, Puljujärvi just threw a hit, for those of you asking. And it's now back down behind to Martin. Martin's going to go off the boards, and the Oilers are going to see this one come to Nuge, who's able to flip up that puck. It doesn't go out of play. Yes, Puljujärvi fires it around the boards, and it gets going to the Canucks, and they'll get it to the near side boards. Fire it out into the Oilers zone, and Stuart Skinner, it's on net, so he's got to play it off to Philip Broberg, who I'm seeing for only the second time this game, but he's just doing his best not to turn over a puck, and now the Oilers with the top line kind of out there. I guess Connor McDavid's always the top line. Can't get it going. And this one will be played ahead by Broberg into the possession of the Canucks in their neutral zone. And, well, this one back in tipped to the Oilers' end. And it'll go back to Skinner. Both goaltenders have been over their net quite a bit early on in this one. That, I guess, goes to describe just how effective the attacks have been for both clubs early on. There's Spencer Martin out of his net. Looks like he got Mike Smith in both nets tonight, just with how much the goalies have been back behind the nets. But end of the story, that's just the way it's going. And this, I think, actually, if I'm to make a comment on the live feed, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the broadcast feed, broadcast camera crew they're using for the AHL Canucks. And this looks like kind of the quality you get on AHL TV. So that's my theory on it anyway. The Canucks behind the Oilers zone, or net, I guess you could say, behind the goal line, trying to wrap this puck back in front of the net. OEL at the blue line. He's going to fire a shot up and over top of the net. High riser. 8:33 to go in the first period. It's going to go back and around. And with the Canucks still possess this puck at the blue line. OEL's got it. He's going to fire one into the far side corner where it's slapped off the boards. Oilers can't get it out. Slap back down. Second opportunity here. And a stick shatters. Darnell Nurse's stick just exploded. And this one's going to go into Canuck possession, where they're going to get a real good shot, but it's stopped by Stuart Skinner as he bodies that one up, looking like Jack Campbell in net the other night. and that's a solid save with 8:09 in the first period to go. 0-0 the score. And yeah, so I can't show the game. That's the big thing, is I cannot show the game. And it is what it is. Unfortunately, I can't show the game. That's one thing that'll get me banned. And trust me, YouTube is way too important to me to be banned from live streaming. So we'll sit back and just enjoy things quickly here as we're on commercial break. I can take a breath. As knowing you guys are counting on me to do your play-by-play, I'm a little shaking in my boots a little bit about it, because that's really exciting that somebody would choose to watch or listen to me and watch the game together, because I mean that's the big time dream, is to be a play-by-play guy of substance somewhere someday. But same rate, reality kind of set in years ago, and to be able to do it to an audience on YouTube, that's just the second best thing I could get. And it's a pretty good day and good thing. Alright, what do we got here? The chat's lighting up. Okay, good to go. And we should be fine. I'm going to run you guys an ad quickly, and we should be rocking and rolling. I'm just going to quickly check the new numbers here on Dolynny TV as we are rocking on into the later half of this first period. So far, no score, as I said. So for the Oilers, still nothing of substance happening in the goal column. That's fine. We'll have something happen eventually. And let's see what we can do here. Is there anything we're missing? Oh, goodness sakes, that video did all right. And we are rolling on in to this back half. Do better. Hey, that's always what I like. I have so many friends that'll text me while I'm live, and that's why you see me keep checking my phone, is my friends are texting me while I'm live. You never know, right? Somebody might be hiding with a good old funny screen name in the chat, and then I'll get a text, "How do you like that comment?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I read the chat, and it's like, oh, that's why I got this text message. Anyway, back to game action. The Oilers are going to fire this one off the boards and get it up and out. Darnell Nurse with a full stick now. He gets it going, and yes, Puljujarvi's going to flip it in and get that down for Dylan Holloway. Puljujarvi has it tip off his stick, and now Holloway is going to go along the boards. He's going to get worked over, still keep possession of the puck for the time being, and now the Canucks come up with it and get it up along the boards. This one, though, chipped to the point. Puljujarvi bats it around the zone, picked up there by McDavid. Back to the blue line, McDavid to Nurse to Puljujarvi behind the net. And the Oilers are going to lose possession of this puck, but keep it grinding. And Puljujarvi just missed annihilating a guy with a solid shoulder-to-shoulder check. An Oiler just sent flying by the Canucks, Tyler Myers. I'd assume that's the only man that big on the Canucks defense. Connor McDavid out there getting worked over along the boards, keeps possession of the puck. Cody Ceci back down to Connor McDavid. McDavid wheels off the corner. He's wheeling to the middle of the ice. He's shooting that puck. No, he's passing it off to Dylan Holloway, who sees it flip up off his stick, and Holloway is taken out by Tyler Myers, but still kept him into possession by the Oilers. Cody Ceci on the pinch, far side corner, runs into a man. Jake Virtanen joins the attack, and he's trying to get things going here and see if the shot can come in. Spencer Martin blockers it up and out of play. 6:48 to go. And again, folks, I think you're doing an excellent job taking care of each other in the chat, making sure everybody knows where the link is. That much takes off my shoulders, and that is a monster hit on Dylan Holloway. Bigger guy against smaller guy, and Tyler Myers wins that battle most days in the NHL, and he did there against the youngster Dylan Holloway. The fourth line comes out, Brad Malone, set to take this face-off, and he wins it back. The man, the myth, the legend, Brad Malone. Shot fired, saved by Martin, goes into the corner, picked up there by the Oilers where they're firing it around the boards, and it's Hamblin, Virtanen, Malone on the ice now for the Oilers. Virtanen, he's been noticeable just in the physical aspect of this game. He's been trying to throw the body a little bit more, and I think that's not a bad way to try and earn one more game and maybe that final look to go out there and see if he can earn that contract he's looking for from the Edmonton Oilers. And secondary too, if he wants to go out there and earn a contract from another team, he's also got to show well at Oilers camp anyway, so that's another part of it too. Here we go, 6:29 to go in this first period. All right, 6:29. We'll do the face-off again. Face-off won by the Canucks. Hughes will absolutely miscue that pass, so it goes up and out of the Oilers zone. And now they'll fire it back in, carried in by Quinn Hughes. Will dish down below the net, and now forced out in front. The Oilers, though, will move it out, and now pushed ahead by Virtanen, who's chasing this puck. Or is that Hyman? That looks like it's actually Hyman, the way he's moving, skating those legs. The Canucks, though, get it out into the neutral, carried ahead, and now a 1-on-4 attack. That usually only works out if you're Connor McDavid, and that's still only a 50% of the time thing. The Oilers retrieve that puck, get it in flight. Connor McDavid in on net. He's going to do that Connor McDavid drive thing. Almost gets it to Hyman, though, on the rebound. Doesn't work out. And the Canucks get it out of the zone back the other way. They're developing a 2-on-1, cutting back, and now developing a chance here to shoot the puck. Shot fired. Stuart Skinner the save. And that was a good, solid save from Stuart Skinner, in control the whole way through. Here's a shot fired again from the point. Swallowed up by Skinner, 5:25 to go in this second period, or first period of play. All right, what do we got going here? Excuse me. Well, sausage is not settling well in my stomach. Let's see what we can get going here in terms of anything I can tell you on the live stream, if there's anything we need to know. As it looks like we have crossed, well, I am about 112 views away from 10,000 views in the last 48 hours. Don't mind me, that's an alright go. And we should be good to rock and roll everything else the rest of the way home. Carry us through to the end of this first period, and then, folks, you can go enjoy the rest of the game. I'll let you have a good night, and we will rock and roll some other time. But right now, just on commercial break, and we should be one more commercial break and done this hockey game tonight, at least for the Dolynny TV broadcast portion. Will Skinner be number 2? He will be the backup this year, I guarantee it, the way he's played here in the preseason. No doubt about it in my mind. Anyway, that said, too, the biggest thing about tonight's stream, you guys have really done well sticking around. That's something that doesn't usually happen. But we're pacing at 2 minutes and 27 average seconds of view duration, which is pretty solid on a live stream such as this, which also equates out to 117 hours watched on the stream so far. So let's go crush this last 6 minutes and get those numbers up. But you folks, thank you for tuning into the stream and grabbing the link from me. I'm glad that we can have a mutually beneficial agreement here where you can get the link and I can have a little bit of a chance to just enjoy calling hockey. Anyway, 5:25 to go in this first period between the Canucks and Oilers. And here we go. We'll have a face-off to the left of Stuart Skinner. And we'll see what we can do here about this face-off. It'll be won by the Oilers. Scrambled to the boards, where they're going to move it ahead a little bit, but the Canucks retrieve it. And they'll get it at the near side point. Shot fired, glove down in front by the Canucks. Turned into the near side corner. Half wall now. And it'll be, well, Oliver Ekman-Larsson working it there. Shot fired in on Skinner. And what a save there from Skinner. And a good clearing by Jason Demers in front. There was a man in front sniffing around. I think it was Dickinson for the rebound. And Demers turfed him to the ice, so that you like to see that. 4:59 to go in this first period, and the Canucks will send over some big boys. See what they can't get going here. All right. Elias Pettersson will walk into the face-off dot against Derek Ryan. Ryan looking to get things going with Jesse Puljujärvi on his wing, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins in there as well. And it's a mad scramble up. And it looks like we're going to have an interference call against the Oilers. And I think Darnell Nurse is going to take the penalty with 4:56 to go in this first period. It's Darnell Nurse going to the box, turfing Podkolzin into the ice. Sure. I mean, your guess is good as mine on that pile up. And look at this, Darnell Nurse just overreaches, takes out Podkolzin, does his best not to step on his back. So appreciate that, a little bit of safety first. and instead takes the penalty, but that's fine. We'd rather not some kind of freaky injury that stops play here in the first period, so everything avoided, and the Canucks will cross the blue line and set up the power play attack. It was briefly poked by Nuge, but all the way back to the Canucks defenseman, and shot fired across, and Skinner another save. He's been solid here early in this game. The Canucks playing the half wall plays here, back and forth in the pivot position here, along going from the boards to the corner, to the boards to the corner, and now far side one-timer shot fired, saved by Skinner, chipped out by the Oilers. 4:20 to go in this first period, and well, back to Spencer Martin, who, as I said, he's been active playing the puck tonight. Quinn Hughes will work this puck ahead. He'll play it back to his defense partner, and this one will go across the Oilers blue line at last, as the Canucks looking to get this one going ahead, and the Oilers almost a chance to get this one out of the zone. They don't. Well, last second stick by the Canucks keeps it in. The Oilers retrieve behind their own net, though, get it back to the blue line. Hughes keeps it in again, and it'll be back in front where the Oilers see it go to the far side boards where it's kept in by the Canucks. Now a chance in front, tipped there by Horvat. Back to the blue line, far side one-timer not coming. So it's back to the blue line again. Hughes dishes off to Horvat. Horvat back to Hughes. They've got the one-timer wide open, shot fired. And that one looked like it was really a weak shot, but I think I heard slap pass was the play there. So there it is, fired back into the middle of the ice, down into Canucks territory. And we'll have 3:20 to go here in this, man, my phone's going off, first period of play. The Oilers catch it at the blue line. They'll flip it back to Martin. Martin with 3:08 in this first period. We'll just see it carried off to his defenseman, who will play it around behind the net, through the middle of the ice, up out of the zone, through the neutral. And the Canucks carry into the Oilers zone, turned there into the boards where Hamblin meets it for the Oilers. Samorukov works his man over. 57-58 of the Oilers going to work, and that one shot fired and scores. Yeah, that one all kinds of scrambling in front. I didn't know what quite happened. I think the point shot hit the post, and then the Canucks buried the rebound in front as everybody was confused where that puck was, and Höglander scores the goal on Skinner, who again gets a little lost in net and sees it go past him. 2:46 to go. I mean, not to really blame Skinner on the last goal. I feel he was lost in net, but this one, we'll see the replay here. Garland goes back to the point. Ekman Larsson hits the post, and I think Skinner might have thought he was beat the first time. Yeah, I think Skinner was looking behind him, and he realized that puck was still free, and then Höglander hits the inside of the post and chips in a goal with 2:46 to go. That's a good little shot there from Höglander to get a stick on it, and that will be the way it opens. A 1-0 scoring for the Canucks to begin tonight's action. 2:38 left in the first period, as the Canucks will look to add to the score, and the Oilers will look to even the score here at 1 if they can get the next goal. The Oilers in flight back the other way. Really no sustained pressure that have resulted in dangerous chances. Here's one for the Oilers. Flipped up and off a man and wide of the net by Dylan Holloway. Drives it to the net. A little scramble there. This low quality really makes it hard to watch. But yeah, it is rough. There we go. And no, I think what Blitzen is talking about, Flipperdo, is the stream quality on the Canucks Oilers stream, not my stream. And this is actually my old camera too. So if you want to say my stream quality is a potato, you're more than welcome. Compared to the new camera, this thing is old. Anyway, this one chipped back into the neutral. Nothing much of substance happening here. Just possession changing 500 times. And this is really nothing happening good. And yeah, it's pretty sad when my webcam from 2019 has better quality than the Oilers stream, right? Oh man, I blocked my water. Anyway, $1:37 to go in this first period. Nugent Hopkins draws off here. And there's not much really to report from this first period for the Oilers. Hyman now draws in against Sheldon Dries. Dries will see this one battled back and forth, and now Ceci with the puck after the face-off win. The Oilers fire the puck in. Niels Höglander scores the goal, 17-14 into the first period. Darnell Nurse fires that one down deep into the zone, and this one will be tipped back to the blue line by the Oilers, where Nurse will fire it off the boards. Doesn't quite get a lively bounce off the boards. That was pretty dead of a bounce, and it looks like we've got maybe a penalty coming up. A holding the stick call to the Canucks. And with a minute 14, the Oilers will send over the big boys on the power play. And it's Höglander going off. So he scores a goal and immediately takes a trip to the penalty box. Go figure. And now we'll see what we can get going here in a minute 14. They've got the AHL referee or AHL penalty box keepers. And here we go. Spencer Martin set for his first penalty kill. This one. Won by the Oilers, and they'll set up the attack immediately. Darnell Nurse across to Ryan Nugent, or was that Connor McDavid? That was Connor McDavid holding the stick, the penalty to Niels Höglander. A minute to go here in this first period, and well, let's get it done. That's the big question. Can the Oilers even this score going into the period of play? But Darnell Nurse immediately turns it over, so that's interesting. That's a good way to start it. Nurse will look to get it out of the Oilers zone. Connor skating into his regular spot. Dumped off to Connor McDavid. Pettersson watching him. Pitch and catch there. And the blue line will get it across. Dylan Holloway goes chasing after. And it's chipped into the Canucks bench by the Canucks. So we will have a face-off in the Canucks zone, I believe. There's the Orca having a good time. That is a scary sight. That is a bunch of blurry images that I don't need to see again tonight. Thank you very much. Here's Bo Horvat taking the face off against Connor McDavid in the defensive zone. It'll be won by the Oilers again. Darnell Nurse out there. The Oilers do not have a single right-hand shot except for Zach Hyman on the ice. And that's where maybe having Evan Bouchard on the ice would have been more useful. But that's fine. Got to see what Darnell's got on the power play too at some point. We've seen a lot of Barry and Bouchard out there on the power play so far. This one across though. The Canucks may get the best look. And they do. A shot saved by Skinner of this first period power play for the Oilers. Back the other way, Hyman. And my friends, that will do it for the first period of play. A shot from Dylan Holloway blocked in front. The whistle goes. And we will finish this one up. A total of 1-0 for the Vancouver Canucks after the first period of play. I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for hanging out this evening with me, friends. It's been my pleasure to have you along. I'd like to recap the stream with you quickly if I could. 3,163 views on the stream total. A grand total of 2,700 views this hour. And now we are rocking and we are rolling up over. How many subscribers? Up over 9,062 subscribers. Thank you so much to everybody that tuned in this evening, that's still tuned in. If you're leaving tonight, go check something else out on the channel. I'll actually link you kind of my funny take on that big trade we were supposed to hear about from the Oilers this preseason. Big trade that never happened. Hasn't happened yet is how I'll word it. And you can check that out in the comments section of this stream. But folks, that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much. Have yourself a great night. Enjoy the rest of the game. I am up on